Hey, how we doing, everybody? Matt Modi here with OddsJam, and what I'm going to be doing in this video, just giving you my favorite underdog pick'em DFS plays for today, specifically for the NBA. So, pretty exciting day in the NBA with literally every single team playing in the NBA, giving them the day off tomorrow to encourage voting, which I think is really cool. So, what I'm going to be doing today and in this specific video, just giving out my favorite DFS picks for today. So I like to use OddsJam to find my DFS picks. It's a really easy way to just use OddsJam, use the positive expected value page to identify profitable plays to put in to your DFS lineups. So for this one specifically, just going to be using the pick'em. So basically looking at a player stat, choosing higher or lower, and using OddsJam to find good plays to put. So the way it works for Underdog, and this is also the same concept for PrizePicks and Thrive, Monkey Knife Fight, other ones. So the way it works is it's basically like a player prop parlay, to use kind of like actual sports betting lingo. You choose multiple player props, you put them into one pick'em, one entry, and if they all hit, then you get your payout. But if one of them loses, then you lose all of your risk, even if it's just one of them. So the cool thing is, obviously, the more plays you put in, the higher the payout is. So if you put in 2, you double your money. If you put in 5, you close to 20x your money. So the payout is higher for the more plays, just like a parlay. But the very, very unique part about Underdog in PrizePicks is that it has the same payout for the legs. So like every single 2-leg one is going to be double your money, every single one. So it doesn't matter what plays you add, the payout is going to be the exact same. That is very different than an actual parlay, because obviously the odds of the parlay are calculated based on the odds of the individual plays. But with DFS, Underdog, PrizePicks, the odds are the exact same. So what we can do with that information, and what the OddsJam co-founder did, the genius that he is calculated what are the implied odds for an individual leg depending on how many selections you are adding into your entry. So if it's 2, you 2x your money, you double your money. If it's 5, you 20x your money. So the implied odds for a 2-leg is minus 137, right? If you go to a parlay calculator, and you can do this on OddsJam, type in minus 137 twice. So a 2-leg parlay at minus 137 odds for both of them, basically double your money, plus 199. It's the same. So if you go along, you can kind of calculate what the odds are. So what this means is that if you're able to find a player prop that has the implied odds of a no-vig line based on all of these sharp sports books that OddsJam calculates for you, more favorable meaning more likely to occur than the minus 137, then the minus 122, those would be good plays to add to a selection. And that's exactly what OddsJam does for you on the positive expected value page. So you go to OddsJam, you go to positive EV, you filter directly for the different sports books that you are looking for. In this case, all the Underdog or all the DFS ones. And I have 3 plays here on Underdog Fantasy that I really like. Number 1, Desmond Bane under 3.5 assists. So the way it works is OddsJam calculates the no-vig line to be minus 131. And I mentioned OddsJam back-tested a bunch of betting opportunities, and they spit out this formula to give you the no-vig odds. So these odds here, the OddsJam perfect line, the sharpest line in the world, pulled from the sharpest sports books in the world at pricing odds. So they think that this should be priced at minus 131, but we know that using Underdog gives you the implied odds of minus 122. And look across the board. If you click into a play, it pulls up where every sportsbook prices a market at. And again, just look across the board where all these sports books are priced. Minus 156, minus 154, minus 155. Pretty much across the board in the minus 150s, showing you that this is a great value, the implied odds of minus 122. So this is the first one that I'm going to be adding, Desmond Bane under 3.5 assists. Next up, we are looking at Derek White under 2.5 assists as well. Again, implied odds of minus 122. Across the board, minus 146, minus 141, minus 151, minus 145. Great value here. Last one for the positive EV plays is Desmond Bane under 3.5 made threes. Implied odds of minus 122. And look across the board. Minus 150, minus 139, minus 150. Just across the board, a great play. So using the OddsJam positive EV page is a good way to find good plays to put in a PrizePicks entry. Another good tool to use, and this is for player props as well as this player props just to bet individually as well as for DFS, is to use the OddsJam screen. So you just go to the screen and you can pull up a market that you want to find odds for, and it pulls up where every sportsbook prices odds for that market at. So if you can find an outlier on one of these different platforms, that would be a good play to add into your entry. So here's another underdog one. Lamar Jackson under 210.5 passing yards. So the majority of books price at 210, 209.5. The reason why I like this one, so OddsJam is, the OddsJam line is pulled from the sharpest sportsbook in the world in terms of pricing odds. They price it a yard lower and they favor the under. So we're getting it a point higher on PrizePicks and Underdog at 210, a yard higher, I should say. Whereas the sharpest sportsbook in the world favors it a yard lower and to go under. So this is another good one. I also like the Andy Dalton. Take his over on PrizePicks at 230.5. Probably a no touch at 233. But look at where the other books price it. So 230 is what PrizePicks has. Pinnacle, 231. And then like some sportsbooks like FoxBet and FanDuel have it all the way at 238.5. This would actually be a great play to just take individually. FanDuel and FoxBet take Andy Dalton under 238.5 passing yards. So I had this pulled up on FoxBet, but the odds change is actually a much better line on FanDuel, so you can get it at -110 odds. And just look where the other books price it, right? Every book prices it below this number. Pinnacle prices it at 231, and they favor the under, and it's 7 yards higher. It's just insane value if you're able to just use the sports books. So you use the sports books against each other. You just put them all on one screen, and you say, okay, which one of the sports books, which one of you guys has mispriced lines? And then when you can do that, you can identify some really valuable plays. So I'm going to take this Andy Dalton one. I'm just going to take it individually. I think this is an awesome play, under 238.5 passing yards. And that is going to be it for this video. So I gave you some DFS plays for the NBA, some DFS plays for the NFL, and that's it. So if you're tailing these plays, let me know. Comment on the video with your feedback. Let me know. Other than that, I do appreciate you guys watching, and have a good one.